Okay, so we begin by taking a comfortable seat in your chair, the edge of a chair, or on the floor, so you can feel grounded through your sitting bones and feel your spine rise. And then take a breath and come inside. You can close your eyes and just notice your breath. Feel the gentle expansion on the inhale and the contraction on the exhale. You might want to start exaggerating your breath, expanding the belly on the inhale, drawing the belly in and up, pelvic floor, diaphragm in and up on the exhale. Just letting go what's going on outside and coming inside. Draw your hands in front of your heart, and if you like, you may join me in the sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Bow your head to your heart. Lift your eyes. Open your eyes and we can begin. Let's just do some big shoulder rolls. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale, let them slide down the back. Just juicing up the shoulders. Moving with the breath. Let your shoulders come up. Let them slide down the back. Sit up nice and tall. Head is floating up over your spine like there's a string. So you're lined up, and then exhale your head to one side. Inhale back to center. And no forcing it. Just go as far. Stop before anything hurts or strains. And moving with your breath very gently, you might be able to increase your range of motion. But not forcing it. One more. Back to center. And let's, we'll take off, if you're wearing socks, kind of that time of year, might be a good time to take them off if you can. Because the feet provide a lot of information for balance. So let's stand up now and get the chair out of the way. Let's just warm up the shoulders, like a warm up. If anything, if you have any arthritic joints, this gentle warm up is really good. So take your hands to your shoulders, elbows out to the side, and inhale, stretch open. Exhale, draw the elbows together. Inhale, root through your feet, open through your heart. Exhale. Moving with the breath. And again, only going as far as there's no pain, stopping before there's any strain. And then let's inhale, open one more time, root through your feet, stretch open through your heart. Take a couple of breaths. The heart in yoga is in this heart space is in the center of your chest. Just imagine breathing into that, stretching open. And release. Okay, and then let's keep warming up. So we're gonna inhale the arms up, Exhale, bend your knees down. Inhale up. You might go on tiptoes or not. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Moving with the breath. And back to center. Okay. And then let's do chair pose, Utkatasana. So it's like you're trying to sit in a chair that's just out of reach. You want to have your feet lined up so that your hips, hip bones, knees, bottom of the second toe, everything is going forward. It's what we call parallel feet in yoga. You may feel a little pigeon-toed. And so you can hang on to a chair or not. So we want to, you bend, you try to bring your bottom back like you're trying to sit in that chair that just isn't quite there. So your knees are above your ankles, not above your feet. And then if you want, you can, and then let's inhale up. Let's do a couple. And now down into chair pose. And then you can, oh, this makes it much harder. So you may or may not want to bring your arms up. You're stretching your bottom back, rooting through your feet and stretching open. And come up. Okay. So next sequence we're going to do it standing first, and then those of you who want to get on the mat, we'll do that on the mat, and the rest of you will continue doing this this sequence. So it's knee to nose. So you line up nice and tall, and then we're going to inhale. You definitely want the chair for this. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch open. Exhale in. Inhale. Exhale. And then let's take the right foot back and experiment with lifting the left arm. You're stretching, root through the foot that's on the ground and stretch open. And come back. And then on the floor, people are going to go into child's pose. So if you want to stretch out with the chair, you just can go back into what we call down dog, where you're just stretching your back open, pulling your butt way back, bending your knees so you can really get a good stretch. And then come up. And then we'll do the other side. So nice and lined up, stand tall. And then inhale the left leg back. Exhale it up. And inhale back. And exhale. Inhale. And then hold it back. Inhale the opposite arm up. Stretch open. And bring your hand down, step forward. And then let's do one last stretch of down dog. And come up. And so if you're staying with the chair, you continue doing that. If you're coming down to the mat, I'm going to do a version of that on the mat. So on the mat, get into all fours with your hands just in front of your shoulders. Your hands are fingers spread, just a tinge out to the side. And your knees are under your hips. Your head is an extension of your spine. And now we're going to inhale the right leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, come off the ground or not. Exhale in. Inhale. Exhale. And now take it back, put your toes on the ground, really line up to the midline, and then experiment with lifting your right arm. And if you want, your left arm and your right leg. And now you're hugging to the midline, stretching open, and just experimenting with your balance. Imagine your breath helping you be long through your torso and your head. And come back. And then we'll go back into child's pose. You can go back into down dog for the stretch. You're at the chair. And come forward. Hands and knees, and we'll do the other side. So we're going to inhale the left leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. And inhale back. You can decide if you want it off the floor or not, but keep your hips even. You don't want to be way out to the side. And now inhale back, turn your toes under, and then experiment with lifting the right arm, the left leg, hugging into the midline for balance, keeping your hips even, and breathing, most important part. And come back down and stretch back. Okay, so now we're going to do sun salutations. So if you're comfortable doing sun salutations on the mat, you're experienced yogi, you can do that. The rest of us are going to do it at the chair, which is also terrific. So the whole thing about sun salutations is warming up the sun in your heart and the sun. So think about just feeding your heart space with this. So you can face the chair. I'm going to face you for the beginning. So we're going to line up your feet and then root through your feet, head floating up over your spine. Inhale the arms up. Exhale back down to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. And then this time, we're going to bend over to the chair and then stretch your right foot back into lunge, bend your left knee, and you just kind of pull yourself forward so your heart is really open. Your back leg is nice and straight. And then we're going to step back into downward facing dog. So you bend your knees, stick your butt way back. This is all about a long spine, just like a dog stretching. And inhale up and take your, your right foot forward, stretch your left foot back. And stretch up to lunge. And then let's step back into downward facing dog. And forward to plank. So your body is straight. Draw your shoulders onto the back, pull your heart through, and then a little cobra, stretching up. And exhale back into downward facing dog. And step forward. Let's do that 2 more times. So we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale over. Take the right leg back. Left knee bent. Stretch open. Let's hold it for a couple of breaths. And then step back into downward facing dog. Let's come forward to plank. Stretch up into cobra, just stretching open a little bit more in the upper body. Exhale back and bring the right foot forward, the left foot back into lunge. And step forward. And we'll do one more. Inhale up. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the left knee, take the right foot back, stretch open. Step back into downward facing dog. Forward to plank. Stretch up into cobra. Exhale back. And bring the left foot forward, stretch the right leg back. And step forward and inhale all the way back to your heart. And just take a moment here, feel your feet on the ground, press your hands into each other, close your eyes if you feel stable, and just feel yourself in space. Feel your feet, press your hand into each other, feel the midline, feel your head reaching up above your spine, and feel your breath. And release. Okay, let's we'll do cobra pose for a moment. Cobra in the chair. So this is, you sit at the edge of the chair, line your feet up parallel. So your hips, knees, bottom of the second toe are in alignment. Your knees are not at an acute angle, they're at a right angle. So you're gonna inhale the shoulders up, take them back, take your hands back in the chair, draw your elbows back and stretch your heart open. Cobra pose. Imagine the big cobra snake stretching open into the sun. So you draw your elbows back, so you stretch open, your neck is an extension of your spine. And release. So this is the chair version. When we do Salabhasana locust pose on the floor later, this is another way to stretch open. So let's do it one more time. Inhale, get nice and lined up. Inhale the shoulders up, draw them back, take your elbows back, root through your feet, stretch open through your heart. Breathe. Feel your feet rooting down, your sitting bones rooting down. And take all the energy to expand your chest. And release. Okay, so let's do some of the classic standing poses now. You can have a chair to the side for balance. Now face the side of your mat and step your feet wide. Stretch open. Now take your right toes and turn them to the end of the mat, and your left toes come in just a little bit, and the line from your front heel intersects the instep of your back foot. And now we're just gonna exhale down. Make sure your knee is trekking right over that second toe. Inhale up, exhale, and don't let it go to an acute angle. That's hard on your knees. Make it just a right angle. Inhale up, exhale, and inhale. And now we're gonna exhale down, draw your shoulders up and back, Draw your arms out. Look out over your front fingers. Press through your feet and breathe. And if your breath starts to get raggedy, it's time to come out of the pose. If it's still feeling strong, this is the way you build bones and muscle. And if there's any pain in your joints, you stop. And come back up. Turn your toes all forward and then take your left toes facing the other end of your mat. Right toes turn in a little bit. Your hips are facing forward, so your whole body is in this plane, the side plane. Then we're going to exhale the knee down, inhale up, and really pay attention that your knee's not coming in or out, that it's going straight forward. It's not going too far forward. And we're going to hold the next one. Draw your shoulders up and back. Bring your arms, stretch your arms open. Look out over your left fingers. Root through your right foot. Feel your breath. Feel your strength. And it's not about judging. Be kind to yourself. Just noticing. Straighten the front knee. Bring your feet parallel and come back together. And just roll the shoulders and shake that off. So now we're going to do triangle pose. So you probably want your chair within reach. I'm going to have to switch it, but you can just change sides. So again, it starts from the Warrior Two pose. So you take your feet wide, stretch down, stretch your heart up, turn your right toes forward, left toes coming in at an angle, and your legs are straight and rooted down, but they're not, your knees are not locked. They got a little give in them. Stretch your heart up, hips facing the side. Inhale up, take your hand to your waist. Exhale, draw your left hip back, stretch both sides long. And you can either land on the chair with your hand or on some part of your leg. And you can, if it feels good, inhale the left arm up and stretch in all directions. And root down and come up. Parallel your feet, come back together. And we'll do the other side. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Take your feet wide, point the left toes forward, back toes come in a little bit. Get nice and tall, root to your feet, inhale up, shoulders down the back. Let's exhale, draw your hip back, stretch both sides of your torso long. And if it feels good, you can bring the right arm up. You can look up towards your fingers or down at the floor, whichever is better for your neck, your balance. Just feel your breath. Imagine your breath going up and down your spine, up through your neck. Big long line of energy. And inhale back up. And parallel your feet and come back together. Okay. And then let's do our balance pose, tree pose. So you may want a chair or a wall nearby. So the first step is to just get really centered. Feel your feet. Spread your toes. Breathe up tall. Focus on your breath. You can find your eyes should be soft, not strained. Find a focal point across the room. And then you can take, I like to take my hands to my waist, or you can hang onto the chair. And you can take balance, root down, root down through your left foot, your right foot, my left foot. Sorry, I get dyslexic here. You're rooting down through your right foot. You take your left heel to your ankle. You can balance your feet on the ground. You get all the benefits of the pose here. You want to play a little more, you can bring them up to your shin or to your thigh, but not the knee, because that's not good for the knee. And just feel your breath, feel your feet on the floor. You can experiment with drawing your arms up, and just be kind to yourself. Every day is different. I'm cheating a little here with my knee on the chair, which is fine. And when you're ready, come back down, bring your knee forward, bring your feet down, and just shake that off. And take a breath. And then we can go to the other side. So get really quiet and balanced inside. Root through your left foot. Breathe up through your entire torso, head floating up over your spine. Find a soft focal point, and then you draw your heel to your ankle, because you get the full benefit of the strengthening with that, then, or to your shin, or to the thigh. Draw your arms up. You can draw them out wherever they feel good. These are like the branches of the tree. Your feet are rooting down, branches open. Try not to scrunch your toes open. Scrunch your toes, leave them open, helping you balance. And then when you're ready, come down and shake that off. Okay, let's do warrior 3. No, warrior 1 first, then warrior 3. So warrior 1, you're facing the front of your mat. Well, we do want the chair, actually. You're facing the front of your mat. And you line up and you take hips even forward. You take your left foot back and out to the side, your right foot forward. So your feet are kind of in parallel tracks. And then you exhale the front knee down. Again, not at a right angle, no more than a right angle. Inhale up and exhale. Inhale, let's add the arms. Inhale, and then we're going to hold it. Really root through that back foot. Stretch up. You don't want your lower back to hurt. If you may want to lean forward a little bit, but make sure your whole spine is long. You're breathing into it. And bring the arms down and step forward. And take a breath. And just stop here. You might want to close your eyes. Feel what that did for your body. It stretches it in all different directions. Draw your hands in front of your heart. Press your hands into each other. Feel your feet rooting down, your breath rising up. Just noticing the effects of your practice. And then release. And we're going to do the other side. So you bend your left knee, take the right foot back and out at an angle, hips forward, and exhale down, inhale up, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's draw the arms up, press through the back foot, breathe up through your heart. There's actually a lot of balance involved in this pose. You do not want to be crunching your lower back, so try to draw your belly in and up on the exhale, and or just relieve that curve a little bit by coming forward and back and step forward. Okay. And building on Warrior 1, we're going to do Warrior 3 now. So you definitely want a chair in front of you. This is can be a balance pose if you choose. So we're going to go back into Warrior 1 with the right leg bent, left leg back at an angle. So let's just bend the front knee and inhale, exhale, straighten, inhale, and now push off from the back leg and just experiment with, it doesn't matter how far you lift the leg, hips are even, you can draw your arms back or not. Most challenging version is to bring your arms forward. Focus on the midline, really stretch through the back heel, and then come back up. And shake it off. So other side, you take the right foot back at an angle, left foot forward. Gonna inhale, bend, exhale, straighten, inhale, exhale, inhale, and then hang on to the chair, press off through the back leg, stretch however feels safe for you. You can keep that foot on the floor if you want. And possibly let go. Experiment with different arm positions. And come back. Okay. Let's either you can sit in the chair and do the cobra pose. We stretch your heart open. And if you're getting on the mat, we're going to do Salabhasana. So when you get on the mat, you get onto your side first. We're going to go on our bellies. So just come on down. Breathe your shoulders up and back. And then palms facing the ground. Inhale your head and shoulders up off the floor. And if it feels good, you can bring, it's challenging. We can experiment with bringing your feet off the floor too. You don't want to crunch your lower back. Make sure on the exhale, you're drawing the diaphragm and the belly in and up. Support your spine, or just bring your legs down because you don't want to crunch your back. And release. You can make a pillow for your head. Rest. It's a simple but very challenging back bend. And we'll do it one more time. So if you're in the chair, you're doing the cobra pose to expand, lengthen your back. So your toes are spread and the tops of your feet are pressing into the mat. Draw your shoulders in and up. Draw your shoulder blades down the back. Inhale. Head and shoulders off the mat. Arms, you can. Legs, if you want. Use your breath. And release. And relax. Press back into child's pose or stretch into downward facing dog if you're on the chair. And then we have one more set of poses. If you're on the floor, you're going to roll onto your back. And if you're in the chair, you're going to, either way, your knees are bent, your feet are on the floor. If you're on your back, you take your right foot, right knee in the chair, you bring it in, and then you're going to cross the ankle over the knee. If that's too much, cross it over ankle. And then you can experiment with just taking that knee and just rolling the thigh bone in the hip socket, just exploring the hip socket. And release. Take a breath. Change legs. So draw the left knee in to your chest, whether you're seated or on the floor. And then take your ankle over the other ankle, over the knee. Draw your toes back on your left foot to support your your knee. Activates the muscles that support the knee. Long spine. And then you can just take that whole leg and explore your hip joint. Hold it or not in the position. Those great big muscles. And release. And now we're ready for our final resting pose, Savasana. So if you need to remain in the chair, just make it as comfortable as possible. I recommend if you have a bed or a sofa nearby, you can do that. And on the floor, you may want something underneath your head, something small, so that your chin can just be comfortable but not way back. and something under your knees, or another really delicious thing to do if you've got the chair right there is to get on your side and roll over. You can put your feet, legs up on the chair, and the whole purpose of this pose is to completely let go. So first, you kind of want to roll your shoulders open, make sure you're not crunching forward. Arms roll out, feet roll out. Just let go. Let's take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale out your mouth. Big sigh. You can make a sound if you want. Do that again. Inhale. Just releasing. Feel the weight of your bones sinking into gravity. Breath is soft and natural. Notice your mouth. Release your jaw. Teeth are separated. Tongue is heavy in the mouth. And notice your ears, the sounds in the background, the sounds in the room, sounds in your own body. Not interpreting the sounds, just noticing how your body picks up on the sounds. And notice your breath, your nose. The air may be stronger in one nostril or the other. Feel the temperature of the air. Now your eyes. Let go of the effort of looking and seeing. Let your eyes be heavy in the sockets, developing internal vision, letting go of the outside world, releasing your brow, your temples, letting your eyes be heavy and rested. And now finally, notice your skin, the sense of touch. Feel where you're heavy on the earth. Feel the texture of your clothing. Feel the air on your skin. Just let your breath be like liquid. Imagine your body as a body of water and the breath just rippling gentle waves through your entire body. Softening, releasing. Now just start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch you're on the floor, make your way to your side. Take a couple of breaths here. And letting your head be the last thing to leave the floor. Press through your arms. Come up to a seated position on the floor, in the chair. And we'll end the way we began. Close your eyes. Feel yourself rooted in the earth. Feel your spine rising. Feel your breath. And feel the results of your yoga practice. Taking time for yourself. And draw your hands in front of your heart. We'll end with the sound of Om. Inhale. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in this practice, and have a great day.